This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
The Fedora Files.
Hello and welcome to the Fedora Files. I am Gregory Fedora. Sorry for bumping the camera like that. Didn't mean to do that. But if you're watching, you just felt an earthquake. First off, I want to say before we get going, check out Happy Little Monsters Volume 3. There's also Volumes 1 and 2 are also now available on Amazon. Cool little things. I do all the artwork, do all the research, write it up, draw. Well, not draw, but I create the photo-realistic creatures to show you what people say they look like and tell their tales. But yeah, you can check out Volumes 1, 2, and 3. I am currently working on Volumes 4 and 5. So, as well as a Christmas one. That is Christmas Creatures and Ghost Stories. So we will get to that eventually. But what I want to talk to you about, last week I delved into disclosure and how, the government's disclosing all these UFOs. And right after I'd finished recording it, I was just turned on the TV and I turned on the news, and a guy from the Pentagon was there announcing the website for their new UAP, Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon page run by the Pentagon, where you can go and see the latest information that they have deemed declassified, as well as you can make your own reports of these things. And it's fascinating that, again, I was just talking about how why are they doing all this right now? And here they're doubling down on it. They have a whole website now of these things where, people are like, hey, look, we got, go here. We'll show you everything. Again, the government giving out all their information, which is crazy to me. But there it is. They're doing it. Sorry for umming a lot. The other thing is, I listened to a interview with James Cameron, the director, who, he did such films as Terminator, Avatar, Titanic. I mean, the guy has done some great movies, like just so many. And he was on this podcast called Smartless, which I love that podcast. I love Smartless. It's hilarious. It's Will Arnett, Sean Hayes, and Jason Bateman. And they just interview people. Well, they were talking with James Cameron. They're talking about, obviously they're talking about his films and stuff. But they got to talking about AI. And not just like the Chat GPT AI where you have it, right? But they were talking about like the AI where they're using for deep fake. They're using for all of these things to, creating there. You can now create a AI host for a show. You can have a whole podcast. Like, you don't know, maybe I am an AI of me doing this podcast. The photorealism is so accurate and so crazy. And they're talking to James Cameron about how, he did for Avatar, making these photo accurate creations. And even Jon Favreau did it with, Lion King, making these animals look realistic. They did it most recently also with The Little Mermaid. The fish and stuff looked like real fish and were speaking. And the technology is amazing. But he was talking about how taking his technology of the avatars and stuff and hooking it up with these AI generated thought processes, because the AI can come to conclusions, can come to things. It can't explain how it got there, but it can come to conclusions on how to make things better. Or like you can say, hey, what would be the best way to get from point A to B? And it'll tell you, go here to here, but how did you come to that conclusion? It can't tell you how it can, but it can just pulls in all these resources. And what he was saying was the thing that is scary is that the technology has gotten to the point that almost flawless in the creation of what a person looks like, how a person speaks. The AI can even add in the ums and ahs and like where it sounds like a person talking, because humans aren't flawless speakers. They pause weird. They do, and the AI can do that now. But he was saying, to the point where now, how do we know what is real, what isn't in news? What if, and this is a what if, he was going down this road, what if news and anchors were giving out and they weren't real? They were AI anchors, AI reporters, and they were telling news stories that were not real. And we're convincing people this is what was happening. Now, the thing that's kind of happened without the AI. Back in 2000s, whatever, when the Syria uprising and some of the Arab Spring stuff, over there in the Middle East, they were reporting one thing, and they were showing footage that was old and saying, oh, this is Damascus. No, there isn't death. There isn't this going on. And they were showing that on their thing, trying to keep the people calm, like there is no uprising. Nothing's happening. You're safe. Meanwhile, over here in America, over in England, Germany, they were showing fires, death, boom, bombs, explosions. This is going on. Assad is hiding. And they were doing that without AI. But James Cameron was saying, what if we were getting news that was created by AI to keep us in place, to control the narrative, to control us? And then he took it a step further and said, what if there was an AI politician that looked great, had the look, and said the things we wanted to hear, and we just followed this AI politician, and he could make the real. Well, I can't be there because there's another pandemic. I'm doing this via Zoom. I'm doing it from my home. I'm doing this here. I can't be there for this event, but I'm here for you. I love you. Blah blah blah. Oh, he's the greatest. And he goes, will there come a time when we elect an AI representative, an AI leader, an AI congressman, and then from there an AI president? Will that time come? And to me, it's fascinating that we are actually living in a sci-fi movie. Like we're living in a world now where, yes, aliens, government says they're real, and they have websites and they want to know. They are reporting it. There's things happening. There's lights in the sky that are unexplainable. Unidentified aerial phenomenon is happening daily. And there's a website by the U.S. government reporting it, and you can go there and check it out. And I don't know if you want to, because then you might get on a list. I don't know. But then now we have AI. We have AI hosts of podcasts. There are full podcasts out there now that are run by AI. It's an AI talking. Obviously, there's somebody producing it and saying, hey, sorry for all the noise, but AI producing these things, and we're just like, let's go. So that's what's happening now in our world. We have AI everywhere. We have things, we have UFOs, and so on. Now, this took me, like, I love to read and I love to research, and I love, I guess you studies of religion, religious studies, and biblical studies. I love reading these things and researching them. And the thing that I then took it to from the AI was that there was, during, Revelations, it talks about the Antichrist. And the Antichrist in Revelation gets a head wound, like something that should kill this individual, but miraculously he comes back to life. And it's supposed to be like Jesus died, resurrected, and the Antichrist goes through a similar thing, gets shot in the head, obviously not crucified, but shot in the head, quote unquote, dies, comes back. Well, me being the way I am, I try and think of How could that happen? How could you do it? I mean, if you take away the spiritual and the supernatural and those kind of things, how could someone get shot in the head and it should be a fatal wound and it comes back? Well, what if that person isn't even real? What if the event we see is an AI simulated thing? What if there's a thing going on in the world that the AI is controlling us, telling us, hey, there's either a pandemic, there's alien invasion, whatever, stay inside, protect yourself. We're taking care of you. This dude is awesome. He's taking care of you. And he's not even real. And so James Cameron took it from there. I took it to the next level. But what are your thoughts that we are now living in really a sci-fi world? We're living in a sci-fi episode. Like, I feel like I am in a Netflix show or an Amazon show, and the world around us has become this crazy next level sci-fi show or video game, and we're just participating. And it's just wild. It is mind-boggling, mind-blowing, and fascinating. And parts of it are kind of cool, but also kind of frightening because I don't know where it's going next. But I'll be here for it, man. When it goes now, I'll talk to you about it, and I'm going to go. Like, I wasn't planning for my podcast to go down this road, and I'm not really trying to be a conspiracy. I'm just what's going on right now, and where is it going next, and what is going to happen. And it's kind of exciting, kind of scary, but whatever. How do you guys feel about it? What are your thoughts on AI? What are your thoughts now about the UFO website that the government is running? Let me know. I'd love to hear. And if there's a subject you want me to get on, I am going to get on. In a few weeks, I'm going to be talking to some other people. I'm going to have some more guests again. I've taken some time off from hosting, just because there's a lot that going on in my life, and it's easier to do these by myself podcast. So I hope you're doing well. And remember to, as always, stay safe and keep searching.
The Fedora Files.
Check out FedoraCRT.com today.